I guess I didn't even realize it. I do use it.
You're outdated. You're canceled.
2 weeks in a row, Brett.
Oh, you better write it down. Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 76.
And number 76. It's weird that we do this. Like every single episode, like we're like, okay, let's keep looking up what the number could be. Like number 75, number 74. So 76, I looked up number 76 on Wikipedia. The most interesting thing I found was the 76ers are a professional basketball team in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, everything else was...
Here's a fun fact about them.
Yeah.
They stink. And what they basically are going to do is their general manager came out, I think 2 years ago, and basically said, we're not going to try to win for a few years, so we get really early draft picks and build our team from scratch. And the thing about that, if you want to do that, fine. And it's good that they're being transparent about it, but they did not adjust ticket sales to the level of the product that they're putting out. So whether you had a playoff team or a team at the bottom of the league, you paid the same amount for admission.
Really?
Which they took a lot of heat for. But at least they came out and said, don't expect us to be good because we're not going to be good.
Yeah,
on purpose.
I never hear about the 76ers. There's a lot of basketball teams you don't hear about. Me being a person that doesn't even watch basketball, I just know mainstream stuff. Like, I couldn't even tell you.
I know one team.
What's that?
Bulls.
No, you know the Pacers.
The Lakers.
Oh, the Lakers. Oh, I guess. Well, that's
Spurs.
the only,
the Cavaliers.
The only one that comes to mind is the Bulls because of Space Jam.
Well, no duh. Yeah. Toon Squad. I know a team, the Toon Squad.
In our lifetime, the 76ers had one good team back in, I think it was 01. They had Allen Iverson. They went to the finals. Maybe it wasn't 01, but right around there against the Lakers and Kobe and Shaq and all that.
Do you watch basketball?
No.
I don't either. Well, how do you know so much?
I just remember.
Oh, dude, where do you hide?
He's got a man brain.
Well, my brain is, I guess, elsewhere most times. I couldn't tell you what we talked about last week.
Did you listen to the show?
Of course. I'm the one who does the entire video editing.
That's a really funny thing to ask. Yeah, because he sits in front of the computer from Friday to Sunday night working on the video.
I do.
Maybe it's in and out, though.
Well, it's more I'm looking to see what I can put on our patented what we're watching slider.
Yeah. A couple house cleaning notes from last week. I was corrected by more than one listener about it's the iPhone 10. And the reason it is because it's 10-year anniversary of the original iPhone, which I knew,
figured that
but
out after the podcast.
I knew, I just didn't put it together. And the reason why is because all this time they've done, starting with the 3GS, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they weren't V1, V2, or they weren't using Roman numerals, so they throw one in there. I'm thinking, okay, it's the iPhone X.
Okay, yeah.
So I just didn't.
But the fact that they skipped 9, come on, you're doing a Windows thing there.
That's also why I think it should be the X, because it's a whole different thing.
Oh,
it's the iPhone X, then 9 will come in 2019 or 2018, whatever.
Yeah, you're skipping a year.
Whatever the case may be.
Phone.
So that's why I personally would not call it the iPhone 10. I'd call it the iPhone X because it's just going to confuse people.
I hope that's what they do.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be like, 10, Roman numeral. Yay, there it is. iPhone 10, we skipped a generation. No, you're just doing an anniversary phone.
Correct. Anywho.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Where do you want to go? What do you want to touch on first?
Where do you guys want to go?
Where do you want to go? You want to go somewhere?
Let's do the weekend, and we'll slide the fantasy football into the weekend.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about fantasy football first.
God.
I'm sorry, man. You are...
I had...
Undefeated streak.
I went 0-3 in my 3 leagues.
Oh my God, really?
And I'm not going to say anything other than that. I was doing good going into the 4:00 games.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were.
And then
you're watching.
at the 4:00 games in all of my leagues, the person I was playing had one player that just went off.
That was Kevin.
I was playing Kevin, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had Ty Montgomery that got like 28 or something.
Yeah.
Saved his ass.
And it didn't help that Jordy Nelson went out on a non-contact injury and was gone for the game.
Someone else that you had went out. I swear. I think it was. There's someone I saw that on your. Maybe it wasn't your list. Maybe it was someone else's. But it was a pretty major player, and I was like, wow.
I've lost track.
Yeah, you've lost a
But
lot of players.
It was a bad week for me.
Yeah. How much money do you have on the other ones? Are they $20 stakes?
10 and 20.
So it's
40 altogether, I think.
So two
that's
10s
not
and a
bad.
20.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
That's not bad.
Right on.
Um,
Oh man, Rick, the smack talk before Sunday, and then Sunday happened. He's like, "Oh, I just thought I'd let you win." Fuck you, man. Your smack talk was real, and you were thinking you were gonna beat
There's
me.
no-
I didn't think I was gonna win.
There's
To
no
be honest,
real smack talk in our league.
no, there's.
Have you guys ever heard of the league that's gotten national attention because the loser, the guy who comes in last, has to get a tattoo of whatever the winner decides?
that's not a bad. Well, it's a bad idea, but
no,
It's a terrible idea.
absolutely not.
we are a group of friends. Except I don't know Kevin.
The
but
person that loses in ours has to put a license
plate.
frame on their car.
his
It
license
says-
plate frame.
The one that we got, it's from B-Dubs. It says
It's the
like
kit.
Oh
it
yeah.
says something like
You're a loser or something.
yeah, it says like fantasy football loser.
Is that
like 2017 loser? Or
is that
something.
really a thing? Like, we're
Yes.
gonna do that? Okay.
I think we should.
I think we should.
What does the winner get?
The money?
It's like a money.
Oh,
and there's
well,
like
duh.
it's also like isn't there like it's like a bandana or like a poster or something that says like it unfolded. Remember, Shane showed us.
Oh,
He,
yeah. I don't remember what it looks like. But
I don't
It
either.
says some kind of thing like winner or 2017 fantasy. I
so
don't know.
y'all won though, right?
Yeah, I'm 2-0.
2-0.
Yep.
Nice.
And Shane's like, fucking fantasy. It's like, well, it's ironic. You're the
Shane-
one
you
told
talked-
us.
Shane talked a lot of smack to me too, and then we were sitting there. We actually went out and watched. We went out to Wrigley and watched some of the games. Very hard to watch multiple games, especially when you have everybody on your team playing in different teams.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it's easier to just watch your phone and watch the points go.
It's kind of all you need to do.
But it's not as fun.
But yeah, so we watched that. And Brady actually scored quite a bit for me
Oh,
this
yeah, he
week,
did.
and she's like,
Yeah.
"Fucking Brady."
Where was he last week?
It was a rough start.
He went
Yeah.
off, yeah.
Rough
Yeah.
start.
He probably just needed a week to.
I'm
Warm up.
at a tie right now. Like I found out. I'm excited actually for next year to play fantasy because I've got strategies now, and I'm having a difficult time that I picked. I only had two. I only have 4 running backs. And I'm having a very hard time. Like, I'm learning they get you some really good points. Like, you kind of rely on them to get you some yards.
Yeah.
And my number 1 pick is out. And then my one that I replaced for last week luckily gave me enough to be able to beat Shane, but gave me 2 points.
Uh-huh.
That's how much you were ahead of him, right?
Don't forget.
No, that's how much I was ahead of
that
Rick.
You'll have bye weeks to deal with,
where
As
I
we
don't
get-
play at all.
where some of your players you can't play because they're not playing.
Well, I understand that too, but I'm having a really difficult time trying to figure out. I think I'm gonna keep cooking for this week, but I'm trying to figure out. Like, I have to take Williams, or I think that's what his name was.
Kerwin Williams.
Yes, I've got to take him out.
Ask
like,
Kerwin Williams.
he hasn't scored.
Nobody
shit.
got that? Nobody understood what that tune was?
Thank you for the suggestion, though.
Sherwin Williams.
Yeah, it's paint.
Ask Kerwin Williams. Ask Sherwin. Fuck you guys. Okay.
Hey, what I do? I understood.
I don't know. I don't get it, but okay.
Anyway,
You don't get it? All right.
Johnny Appleseed.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. Fantasy football.
What
I
about
thought
it?
we were done.
Both of my tight ends are questionable. One of them is on injured reserve, and one of them is questionable to come back. I'm screwed.
See, the only thing I
Yeah.
have to like, this is me talking football, is that I was debating, like, going through and checking it. I was like, well, why did Cook do so bad this week? I'm like, well, it's because Bradford was injured.
He did not play.
And he
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
play. So I'm like, and they're telling me it's questionable whether or not he'll play this week. So I'm like, I kept thinking in my head, I was like, can he play?
Can he play?
He can't even walk. Literally, because his knee is out.
So I was like, well, he is only a quarterback. So, he only needs to throw the ball. He doesn't really need to use the leg. Like, maybe
Doesn't
he'll
quite-
come back.
Doesn't quite work that way.
I know, but it's like, I have to, like, if Bradford comes back, then Cook is going to do well. So it's like,
Maybe. There's
but
no
hey,
guarantee on that
look,
either.
do you see me? I'm surprised you're not, like, googly eye over here. Like, Alex is talking football.
Yeah.
All right, screw you then.
So Applefest. Johnny Appleseed.
Applefest.
Isn't that what it's called?
I don't think it's called Johnny Appleseed Festival.
Yeah.
Applefest for short. I wasn't wrong.
So let's discuss what Johnny Appleseed Festival
It was fine. Not.
What it
It's
is.
hot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was hot. Johnny Appleseed Festival is just a celebration of Johnny Appleseed and his.
He was a homeless vagrant.
What?
He was a homeless vagrant.
Vagrant.
He wandered.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he did, and then just
And he
planted
apple
trees.
seeds.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
apple
nobody knows
trees.
where he actually died, though.
No, it's there. We have here in Fort Wayne. We've
You okay,
got
Brett? That was weird.
My cord.
Oh, you were like...
We have a memorial spot for Johnny Appleseed, like a
It
grave.
was supposedly his grave, but probably not.
I bet you there's multiple.
How many
graves.
cities claim his grave?
I have no idea. But so we've got.
I'm going to see if anybody has an idea where he went. Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, we have a grave site here, and we call it Johnny Appleseed Park. And every year we celebrate the Johnny Appleseed Festival, where there's people dressed up in old clothes and apples or stuff made out of apples. Like,
Did anybody have a pot for a hat?
I don't know.
I didn't see that.
What food did you eat?
Alex only...
I had.
Okay, so Fort Wayne, Indiana is saying... It's on Google. Johnny Appleseed place of death is Fort Wayne.
Oh, well, then there you go. He
So-
died here.
That's
Aren't
what-
you supposed to, like, during the festival, if you eat an apple, you're supposed to go and throw the core on his grave? I heard that.
Wow.
I think I heard
have
that on
no
the
idea.
radio.
I feel like that's a little disrespectful, but
I don't
No,
think-
it's like out of respect.
Because he was the apple
I
dude.
wouldn't throw my trash. on
Well,
his
what's in
grave.
an apple core?
I
Seeds.
know, I get
Yeah,
it, but
and apples are not trash,
Oh,
really.
they're biodegradable.
Yeah. Come
Yes,
on, it's a
fine,
freaking fruit.
Whatever.
Anyway,
It's not in me to do
What
that.
did you
And
eat?
Anyways, what did I eat? I had some ice cream with it was like some made from scratch ice cream made with
It's basically caramel apple.
it was like a caramel apple drizzle on it.
Or
it was amazing.
Was somebody in the booth with a crank?
I didn't watch them. I just kind of went up, handed him my money, and got my big old cup of ice
How
cream.
was that?
Delicious.
Yeah.
At the end, I poured some of my famous sarsaparilla root beer.
Did you get the soda?
we have some.
Oh yeah, we've got some down. We saved.
Do you
some
want
for
me to
if you
go
wanted to
grab
try
it?
some.
Do you want me to go? Is it still good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think it would be.
Do you want me to just go grab a little glass?
Have you ever had it before?
No, go get it.
Yeah,
I'll
Josh,
be right back.
Yeah, you go get it.
Did you have I heard that the dumplings they like sold out like every
They
day.
sell out all the time.
Yeah.
We did not. I saw the booth for it, but we didn't go up for it. Josh had it was like a bratwurst and sauerkraut.
Ugh,
I know. I hate.
can't do sauerkraut.
I hate it, but he
even,
likes it.
Even bratwurst for me are one is good for a while.
Yeah.
Like it's almost too much for me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'll eat a little. If sauerkraut is mixed in, I can eat it. It's fine. But this stuff was packed on top of the bratwurst, and it was like, ugh.
And he likes it.
Josh, you like sauerkraut, right?
Absolutely.
See, yeah, he likes sauerkraut.
Oh, I like
But-
the bottles when they have the thing like
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
we were able to last year when we stood in line. So this is the most popular thing in Johnny Appleseed is they make sarsaparilla root beer, which I don't know if sarsaparilla is.
Sarsaparilla is
Is the root
ingredient
or the
of root
ingredient?
beer.
I don't know what a root
Okay.
beer is. Anyways, so there is lines,
So-
45 minutes to an hour long for this stuff every year.
Do they have a limit on it?
Oh no.
No.
The thing is the cool thing is you save your bottle through the year and
refill it?
you bring it back and it's like they half the price and you just go back and refill it.
Nice.
And so last year that
Saves
bottle
on cost, I imagine.
that bottle was probably $6 last year. To get it refilled was like $3. And we went back twice. It might be a little
So
flat, but
Brett's trying sarsaparilla.
It's not a little flat. It's really flat.
okay, but
But still, you get the flavor of it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Sorry, I gave you
amazing.
flat pop.
And like even I guess I don't know, but if you go to like a root beer stand that do their own root beer,
Mm-hmm.
it'll stay. It won't go flat. It'll go flat in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, by the time we left,
it's just
the
a
bubbles
byproduct.
probably went
Just
down a little bit.
a byproduct of the at home.
Well, it's probably because they don't carbonate it as it's not sealed like
It's
everything else.
Still really good though.
Yeah.
But at this, I mean, they had barrels of this stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the very first year that I've gone where we were able to walk up and just get it refilled.
It's because everyone went the day before.
Because everyone went the day before, and we went at, I think it closes at 5 on Sunday, and we went at like 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we went up and we were just like, give me my root beer. They just refilled it, and we walked around, and I was like, oh, it's empty. You want to go get it refilled again? And I was like, that's unheard of to go get it refilled again.
Yeah. So it's a fun time.
The bratwurst that you have. Did we have anything else? Oh, the corn cob.
Yeah, it's just corn on the cob.
Well, I think it's really good corn on the cob.
It's just corn on the cob. Anyways, so that's about it. That's pretty much.
They threw your corn cob at you.
Oh, no, they didn't. They tried to transfer it from one boat to another because what they do is they steam the corn, or maybe they cook it in some form.
No, it's in a really big
Boiling
boiling pot.
And then they grab. They have two containers. One container for the corn. What do you think's in the second container?
Butter.
Yes, they take tongs, dunk the mother.
It's covered
It's
in
just
butter.
slathered in the most unhealthy
It's
butter.
delicious.
And then they put it on a boat and give it to you.
You can't eat corn on the cob without butter.
Well, no, duh. Yeah, I know that, but
Yeah, but it's delicious.
This is like just oil.
It's just dripping.
Wasn't there some kind of meat sandwich?
There's a lot of meat.
There's
sandwiches.
a lot.
Like a pork burger or something?
There's a bison burger is what it's called there.
No, they had multiple booths. The one
that everyone talks about every year is you have to get the bison burger, which I never saw it. I don't know where it was at.
I don't know. I think your dad was looking for that, wasn't he?
He was, but he ended up getting like the steak sandwich or something. I don't know. Oh, the food is amazing. Like I don't go for a lot of people. Like older people will go for like the knickknacks that are sold there, which they've got a lot of nice homemade stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm just not into that.
No.
I go for the food. I go in, I walk around until I'm full, and then I leave.
Probably the majority of goers go for the.
Oh,
food.
and the caramel corn's really good too.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't get any of that either.
Well, someone brought some into work on Saturday, and it was really yummy.
So go ahead.
I was going to say, let's talk about the death and get that.
So wrestling legend died pretty recently. I don't know the actual date.
Was it this week? Was it Monday?
I think it was this week.
September 17th.
17th, okay.
So at time of recording, 3 days ago. He
Sunday.
A lot of interesting stuff about him. What's one thing you always think about a wrestler happening?
So hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Do we announce who we're talking about?
Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Okay, so is Bobby Heenan? I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
Is he a wrestler or an announcer?
Both.
He was a manager, wasn't he?
He also wrestled.
Okay, so he was everything.
He wrestled in the 70s, and then he became a manager. Like he did both. He wasn't really good at wrestling.
So it was like JBL.
Yeah, that's a whole other story, but kind of. But JBL didn't manage. He managed people too. He moved over to WCW in the 90s to become an announcer to replace Jesse the Body Ventura, who was becoming governor of Minnesota. Yeah. So Bobby the Brain, I'm sorry, this is a lot of information.
It's just cute that you know all of this.
Well, I try. I had a hobby when I was young, and trying to keep it today, watching wrestling. He became announcer in the 90s. And color commentator and stuff. He was kind of like Jerry the King Lawler or John Bradshaw Layfield, who just got recently fired, I hear. Yeah. So what's the one thing that you think about a wrestler? What's one thing that doesn't last for a wrestler?
Doesn't last?
Doesn't last. Their marriage.
Oh, okay.
He was only married once, and he married his spouse was Cynthia Jean. They married in 1978. The entire time. Never divorced, stayed together.
Good for them.
Well, I mean, JR wasn't a wrestler, but he just recently lost his wife for a long marriage.
I think a lot of celebrities don't get to keep their... Like, it's very difficult that you don't see them. They're on the road.
Marriage
especially WWE.
In the
that's
spotlight.
year-round.
Yeah.
Marriage is work. That's all I gotta say.
That's why you see a lot of wrestlers marry in the WWE
because they travel with them.
Yeah, like they marry each other.
Yep.
To be with each other.
So yeah, he he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it's really sad to see him go. I mean, I didn't know him too well. I just knew of him.
Yeah.
And
I saw a lot of posts on Facebook, like people, the generation, like our parents, generation.
Yep. They knew him.
They're really upset that he's
Did you
gone.
watch Raw? Was there
No.
any kind of truth?
There
I'm
was.
sure there was.
Yes.
but-
We heard there was stuff on there.
I don't normally watch Raw and SmackDown anymore because Raw's 3 hours long.
We watched we watched pay-per-views.
Usually, sometimes I'll turn it on Hulu, which is cuts Raw down to an hour and a
Or
half.
we'll watch the highlights
Yeah.
from it.
I've got my celebrity death list open here, and 2017 is being a lot nicer than 2016 was.
It depends on who you're talking to.
Well, I just mean in sheer numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Oh, you
know?
got like a side-by-side
I
list?
kept but I just remember that it seemed like every other week there in 2016, somebody of
It
note,
was bad.
It was bad, yeah.
Last year.
There's only like maybe 10 on my list.
Okay.
So we're in September.
And that's just saying like
that's just
the highlights.
That was
We don't
significant
know.
or
Right.
or big
Big,
yeah. I
notable
mean that doesn't.
names.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that no one else has.
Yeah.
We started off the year with Mary Tyler Moore, so
Yeah, that's right.
And right before we started off the year was Princess Leia.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, like there was a
the
lot.
tail end of
Typecasting
16.
Alex.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, but that's how I.
Just
that's
kidding.
How I know her.
Before we move on, I wanna kind of up the ante here. I didn't put this on the board because I didn't really want you guys would know exactly what this is, but trending in the news. I was I was online on Twitter today, and I was like, I wonder what's trending, so I can add it to my podcast tonight. But they are bringing the fanny pack back.
I know what you're going to talk about.
And it's in the
Oh,
form
I
of
saw
the
that.
dad bod.
Yep.
I saw
What
that.
the heck is going on?
Yeah, it looks like it's not a dad
It's a
bod.
belly.
It's a beer
gut.
belly is what
Yeah,
what it
where
is.
it hangs below the t-shirt.
Yeah. What
So,
in the-
and you know what's funny is that
I'm showing Alex and Brett the pictures.
yeah, somebody
which I'll share on our YouTube
it
video.
looks pretty convincing.
Yeah, doesn't it?
It's
that looks
disgusting.
legit.
We should buy one.
No, we should.
I think that's a chick wearing it. It is. Look at the hand.
Oh my god. No, but there's what people are doing, or what I've seen pictures of people putting bottles of beer,
Yeah.
and carrying them around in it.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is it's something that's gonna come and go in a week. Like no one's gonna buy it. Like
Oh
I would
my
buy it
gosh.
because it's.
Was that the beer you were talking about?
That yes.
Buy it for a goof, but nobody's
Yes, like,
nobody's going to use
like
that
we should like
practically.
if we know somebody that drinks a lot of beer or something,
We
like, that
do.
would be a really good Christmas present, like a good gag to get somebody. Put it on your beer belly.
How weird is it? Just look at that. A chick
I
wearing
don't
it.
want to.
Isn't that funky?
It
It's like
is.
a hairy belly for a fanny pack. Isn't that?
It's something funny I would wear to a concert.
You know, I think the person. Yeah, maybe. I think the person who designed it was like, let's see what people will wear.
I know, but like just because of the way I'm built, and then
Yes.
putting one on, I think it would look hilarious.
A hairy white belly, just big belly button.
Yeah.
Man, that's
So,
messed up.
It's a fad that's gonna like. It's just like.
Oh,
I
it's
said,
gonna die in
it's
like a
gonna
week.
die in a
It's
week.
not gonna be trending anymore.
No.
No way. No one's gonna go after this.
No, it's a one-hit wonder. Is what it
If
is.
I'm wrong and it's in the news next week, I'll I don't know. I'll find some. I'll figure out
It's
something.
people like it's a way of getting attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, where did you get that? Oh, that's funny, haha. And then that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's kind of like a lot of things that trend for just a real quick second. You know, like
Yeah.
are fidget spinners still a thing?
Well,
I don't
I
think
use my
so.
fidget cube.
A fidget
Still.
cube's different. That's therapeutic.
Among kids.
Among kids? Oh,
I don't
I have
know.
no idea.
Yeah. So let's move on. That was a little
So
snippet.
I couldn't really describe what this was on the precast, but I have 3 topics that I'm just going to present, and
Okay.
then you tell me what you think, and I say what I think.
Okay.
So
Cool,
I
cool.
actually ripped these off from a radio station here in town because it spawned a lot of good conversation. I was, yelling at the radio in my car. So, all right. So, what day of the week starts the week?
Monday.
I would agree.
Yes.
However,
The work week.
one argument that was brought up is that it's Sunday because
It
that's
is.
how it works on the calendar.
I know, but mentally, Monday.
I have
Monday.
one counter argument to that.
Yeah.
and you can relate to this, Josh.
Go ahead.
When you work at Walmart,
Oh yeah.
the week technically starts Saturday
Yes, it does.
and it goes to Friday.
Mhm.
What?
And I actually,
Yep.
I could not get
Is that
shaken of that. It took me-
Paycheck? Or
no,
what?
of like your scheduled week.
Your paid period.
That's what I mean. Like your pay
It's
period
Saturday to
starts on
Friday.
us.
It's bi-weekly though.
Yeah,
It's
but
not,
at Walmart you get paid on Thursday, so that
yeah, it doesn't matter.
that's confusing.
Sounds
Yeah.
weird.
But the work
We
week,
need
like
water.
at the end of Friday, that's it for the week.
Yep.
And I had a really hard time shaking that, even after I quit. Like it took me a while to get away from that thinking that here comes Saturday, it's ready for the week to start again.
Yeah.
But I would agree that it's Monday.
A lot of people do say Monday.
And I can't fathom the idea of the week starting on Sunday.
I can't. That's the end of my week.
Exactly.
Every week.
It depends.
It's been that way
I mean,
since I started school.
If you are if you're a pastor, your
Well,
week starts on.
Technically, yeah, if you're
Yeah.
a pastor in
Actually,
the church, it starts on.
that's a
Well,
good
no,
argument.
actually, it starts on like Saturday, really,
Yeah.
because you have to prep everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is not as divisive as the third one. So, when does Christmas Eve start?
What are you talking about?
Think about the day of Christmas Eve or the
Like
holiday.
when you start celebrating it, or
Sure.
To me, Christmas Eve
night?
doesn't start until the sun sets.
See, I always even though
Christmas
it's-
Eve is the night. Like,
it's-
is that
to me,
day
to
and
me
night?
it's the day. Like Christmas Eve starts when I get up.
But then
on
you have
December
to say
24th.
Christmas Eve day.
It's Christmas Eve day and then Christmas Eve.
Okay, but I always thought Christmas Eve is a day. It's not a time period.
Well, it
It's a time
is,
period,
but it's
and
The feeling to me, it's that day.
Yeah.
So I wake up on Christmas on the day on December 24th, like, oh, today is Christmas Eve.
either way, you hate celebrating it.
I do not. I'm okay with it.
it's always been the night for me because I think
Yeah.
it's especially the excitement as a child because the next day is Christmas, so
to
it's like
you, the holiday, because Christmas Eve is a holiday,
yeah,
is like 3 hours.
yes, pretty
It's
much.
like 6 hours for me.
Like, well, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we do as a family is like we try to go to Christmas Eve service,
Sure.
and that is
what was that?
It's my.
We try to go to the Christmas Eve service, and a lot of stuff does not start on Christmas Eve for us until nighttime. So it's really like we know it's Christmas Eve, and we know to mentally start preparing for things
Your volume buttons are right there.
that night. But I think mentally, Christmas Eve starts and ends that night. Like it's only a few hours long. Really.
Yeah,
I get you.
yeah. So,
Josh.
My spiel was basically just when the sun sets, it feels like Christmas, because
Yeah, but you grew up differently. You celebrated like
we open our gifts sometimes
I don't want to say you
on
celebrated
Christmas Eve.
Christmas, but you opened up like what I did on Christmas Day, you did on Christmas Eve.
Right.
So
Sometimes. I mean, I would go to usually a service of some sort, and then sometimes either do the gift opening at night, Christmas Eve night, and then Christmas Day we would have to travel.
Well, that's true. With your family, we do a lot of traveling.
My family in general travels. That's it. That's all we do is travel.
Christmas is actually
We
just
are
a
a
day of traveling.
caravan all the time. And there's at least 3 or 4 vehicles in a row going the same destination.
Yep.
Pretty
much.
It's just the way it works.
So what you got for your next one? You said there was 3,
Kind
right?
of in the same vein here. Now this one is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you think of the end of the year and the holidays, when does that start?
Right after Halloween.
So you don't include Halloween in the holidays.
When I was younger, I did. Now that I'm older, I don't.
So
It's really on a fine line, really.
So let's say you're thinking about the holidays in
I
July.
include like
what is
Thanksgiving.
the holidays? Thanksgiving
and Christmas and New Year's.
Mhm.
I would agree, and you too,
Yeah.
because they took when I was listening to this segment on the radio, they took like 5 different callers that all said the holidays start with Halloween, and
No.
I could get the argument because Halloween is an event to where there's stuff leading all the way up to it.
Yeah.
And I think even more than Thanksgiving in some cases.
Yeah.
I think
Because
of
Thanksgiving
Halloween
is maybe, depending on who you gather people for, it's 2 days of work and then you have your stuff.
I also
on
think of it as a season thing.
Thanksgiving it always gets the shaft with retail.
It does.
Well, and I'm not even thinking about retail. I'm thinking of
In general?
the holiday season is it starts on Thanksgiving, not necessarily because Black Friday is the next day, but just because there's the weeks between Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's is like it's there and gone in a blink. Like it's
2 weeks.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
it's a little bit longer between
Christmas is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Christmas and New Year's are 2 weeks apart.
But it's
a week.
and it's a month
right,
apart,
it's
and
1
it's a
week.
month
1 week.
apart from Thanksgiving. Like it's all just in an adult world that goes by in like a week.
Right.
Well, it's because you're thinking of when your next paycheck's coming in.
Well, that's it. You start looking at like, oh, what can I afford to buy presents?
That's what I to be honest. Like here, it's like you wait for your pay period. And a lot of times it's like it depends if you're paid weekly or bi-weekly. If you're paid bi-weekly, it's like, okay, well, in 2 weeks I can do this. In 2 weeks I can do this, because that's all you're looking forward to is the next 2 weeks.
I guess. Well, there's that, and then for us it goes by really fast because we have a lot of traveling.
Well, yeah.
So, but no, Halloween for me, I've just like that is my own little time during the year. That has become one of my favorite holidays, only because of
it is
making
a lot
costumes and stuff.
for
Yeah.
I think women really enjoy
Halloween?
Yeah.
Why?
I've heard a lot of women say that's my favorite holiday.
It's the one night where they can dress up like a hoe.
It's,
I don't use it as a
You
night.
don't.
No. Mean
I didn't
Girls.
generalize in general. Like I said, that's what the people are excited for. You're excited because you want to be a cosplayer. You like the cosplay.
I love making my that's the one artistic thing that I have going for me. Is like I really like doing making my costume and
that's okay.
and I love seeing people go, oh my gosh, you got so detailed into that, and I'm like, that's because I focus so hard on it and I get every little detail
Task
into
oriented.
it.
Man,
It's just something to keep my mind it's another hobby that I have, but that hobby is once a year.
doesn't have to be. There are
doesn't have to
conventions
be.
we can go to.
I understand that, but it's like I put all of my work into I'm weeks behind this year in starting my costume.
Yeah, you are.
So I haven't announced what it is yet to many people, just because I like also keeping it a secret until I start giving hints the weeks before.
As far as cosplayers go, you know that Jessica Negri?
Negri. Yeah, I was like, I'm surprised you got it wrong.
Crap, how's she funded, man? The last one I saw of hers was unbelievable.
She does.
I think it was some anime character.
Jessica Negri. Let me look her up.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, she did a big Pikachu, I think. I think that was one of her popular things, Jessica Negri. Let's look at her images.
She's like a professional cosplayer.
She's a professional. Yeah, her
Well,
big
that's the
one.
thing,
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the one I saw. But
It's her personality that gets you.
I'm sure it is. Her
Oh, geez.
5'4" personality.
What? She's probably taller than that.
Yeah, she probably is. I'm just throwing a number out there.
Yeah, there's the Pikachu one.
Oh, yeah,
I-
I've seen her.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Speaking of Halloween, real quick, how
Yeah.
many? So last year there was a buttload of Harley Quinns,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there was.
and how many Pennywises do you think will be this year?
I've already announced it that like especially
Alex,
right after we watched
Alex,
it, my brother
it's fine.
my brother stood up right after the movie and said, "Well, I just got my Halloween idea for this year," and I said, "No, you didn't." Last year it was very serious. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Last
hers
year,
Harley Quinn.
it was really serious for the party because we were having those issues. Not necessarily we in general, but the clown pranks
Yes,
were going
yes.
around, and I said, "You're not
Alex,
coming in a mask, and you're
Pennywise is fine.
not." Why do you keep interrupting me?
It's fine.
You're not coming in a mask. And you're not coming as a clown.
You can come in as
Oh wait,
I
are
always
you
wear a
saying
mask.
You told your brother no on that because of that?
Well, I just think that there is generalized. There's way too many people that are actually scared of that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of a more
Well,
of
he
a
can be a clown. He just can't come to your party.
He lives there.
He lives there.
No.
Alex just doesn't want to offend anybody.
No, it's more like I don't like making people feel uncomfortable.
I thought
That's
you
the same
said
thing.
no, you didn't because you wanted to be Pennywise.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Gender bend, do it.
I mean, I am fascinated with Bill Skarsgård's costume. Like, I would like that. I would actually consider trying it out. Like, it would be super cool. But no,
Yeah.
I've already got something planned. I'm super excited about it. Tomorrow, I think I'm putting my order in to get some supplies, and I'll start posting some hints and stuff on my Twitter and Instagram. So
Right. So
That's all I had for the 3 things.
what's up with Toys R Us? You guys are trying to talk about this.
They-
Oh, okay, we'll
I
talk
keep on
about
telling
Toys
you
R
to
Us.
wait because I don't know anything. So I just want to hear about this.
They have filed for bankruptcy. And
Okay.
they are seriously in debt.
They're in a lot of debt.
Didn't GameStop do this a couple of years ago?
Well, that's the thing. I heard on the radio this morning when I heard about all of this, they have actually technically been in debt
For a long time.
since I think it was 04 or 05 is when
Yeah.
they've been struggling, and now
Would you
it's
like to guess
they
how much debt they have?
they just filed bankruptcy.
Well, when I worked for them in 2009, I could tell that they were plundering because they were trying so hard to get people into stores. It's just one of those.
Okay, I guess let's chat about this real quick. When you were younger, did you get stuff from Toys R Us? Like, did your mom and dad take you to Toys R Us?
Yes and no.
The only time I did go a couple times, but there was no Toys R Us in my town, and so when we would visit my aunt and uncle in Indy, and I had some money,
So you paid for it yourself?
yeah,
Okay.
No.
and it was like friggin' awesome.
Yeah, it's like a kid in a candy
I
store.
feel like we would
Exactly.
Same
we
thing.
would beg to go, but we never got to go. Like,
Yeah.
I think my parents were smart and didn't bring us because they would not we would not leave. Probably because they would like in Toys R Us, you can pick up the toys and like they have toys out for you to play with.
Sure.
Imagine
I'm like,
how
we would
gross
not-
those are.
We
Yeah.
would not be able to. They would not be able to pull us out of the store.
So how much are they in debt?
Yes.
My guess,
$1 billion.
I'm gonna say 270 million.
According to the New York Times, which is what I'm looking at, $5 billion.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Now the thing is,
How?
their biggest problem is people don't go to the store
No.
because they're shopping Amazon
Yep.
and
Walmart. Yeah.
Now Walmart is taking steps to compete with Amazon.
With the
Amazon
2-day shipping
is
now.
the big dog.
And Walmart now has the free 2-day shipping.
Yes,
That's crazy.
And it's also like I've seen things that if you buy online and pick it up at the store, you get a discount. So they're hoping for
What?
okay, buy it online, come to the store to pick it up, and maybe
then
you pick
maybe-
up other stuff
yeah,
that you
buy
oh
stuff
crap,
there.
I got to get that.
That's what Alex and I do. Whenever we go to that side of town on the east side, we're like, well, we should probably stop here and get this and stop here. All in one trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
Now-
go around.
Walmart has the pickup today and the ship for free to the store, the site to store, both
Mhm.
of which are fine. The one downside to the pickup today is nice, but if you really want it, just go get it because I think they give it like if the moment you hit buy, it takes like up to 4 hours to get
Do
it.
you want to talk about that? I had to do that.
Yeah, I did too.
It's freaking dumb, man. Because
Was
people.
it dumb.
Oh, let me give you an example. We would get a beep on our pad, and it'd say, "Okay, well, here's the location of this and this." 9 times out of 10, it wasn't there.
Well,
it was
I
in the
had
back, and you had to get.
better odds than that.
I didn't.
I mean,
I think I remember
every
you complaining about that actually.
Yeah.
every system has a flaw, or maybe not a flaw, but that's just part of it, and it may be refined now to where it's much easier. The
it's been a
last
while,
holiday
yeah.
season that I was there at Walmart, someone had to only do that because the thing was going off so
Oh yeah.
much.
Yep.
So that's their whole day was
Yep.
just running around the store picking stuff up for people.
Yeah.
But I think they have to do that because Amazon is going to put a lot in the next 10 years, a lot of brick and mortar stores out of business.
They've already done it.
Unless they change how they do business, or at least, I mean, every retailer has an online store.
Well,
How
just
are they
like
going to change?
like the Black Fridays that we're going to are getting less and less packed.
yeah.
Like
Because
because
you can get the same deals
online. Yeah, you just
So
wait
why
online.
brave the storm?
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, but at 10
The
years ago,
first couple
it was.
years that we went to Black
first
Friday was
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. It was crazy, and now it's
We went to
Eh.
Circuit City. We
I
went to
know.
Circuit City.
That was-
of all places,
we
Circuit
waited
City.
outside for 45 minutes, and they were really nice and handed out hot chocolate. And,
Oh, we were right next to Starbucks.
and it was at I think
It's
we went
one up
at
on
like
Coliseum.
4 o'clock
Well,
in the
I mean,
morning.
Yeah.
It's an event too, but it's just not the same event that it was 10 years
No.
ago, and for all the years before.
Man, and a lot of people like to shop on Amazon and do their online shopping. I mean,
I still haven't converted to online shopping.
What did I just say? What we're doing? We're gonna buy some stuff tonight on Amazon.
I understand. There's certain things, but like I don't like I got it and now I don't really like it, so I have to send it back. Like it's just too much for me.
Amazon's easy.
They make it easy, but at the same time, well, I don't know, but I will say I have not done the online stuff of the grocery shopping.
I've not done that.
Me neither.
I don't know why. I've screwed. I'll just go in and get it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
One of my coworkers does.
Walking around.
They'll buy like non-perishables, like canned goods and stuff like that.
So I mean, I'm no expert, but if retailers want to compete against Amazon, they have to change their business model.
Yeah, they do.
Otherwise, they're going to get swallowed up. Just like Toys R Us. And the thing about Toys R Us is they said that they're not closing any stores. They're going to operate as usual. And I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know anything about bankruptcy.
No bonuses, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no bonus.
I don't know how. I don't know.
Yeah.
How would you feel as an employee hearing this news? It's like I'd start looking for another job.
Well, yeah, but until my paycheck bounces, I really wouldn't worry about it.
Right. Depends on
I would have a plan B ready.
Yeah, I would definitely, get a contingency plan going.
A lot of things like this are going to, like a lot of online markets and a lot of robotics are going to cause a lot of the hardworking jobs to go away.
Sure.
Like retail jobs, they're going to eventually phase away.
You know what? So if you go to Walmart, there's the self-checkouts.
Yep.
Now there's even self-checkouts with belts. So you can take a cart full of groceries, do it yourself.
I will.
There's no cashier.
I'm just going to point out right now that...
I'm okay with that.
Josh absolutely... Like, I try to help scanning things.
You do it wrong, don't you?
She does it wrong. She bags it wrong.
I bag wrong. I scan wrong.
Follow the friggin' instructions.
No. She'll do it wrong in my eyes.
Like he's done this.
Like put the wrong stuff in
put
the wrong
colds
bag?
Together. Put clothes together.
Soft stuff. Heads and eggs.
No, and then even
soap on its own or with the clothes.
I take 10 times longer to scan groceries than he does because I'll sit there and go, "Where is it at?" and then scan it. Well, Josh is like, beep.
Well, we're
beep.
professionals.
I did.
So this is me at the grocery store. I pick it up out of the bin and I just hand it to him.
Yes, you do.
And I hand it
yes,
to him.
you do. Because me, I've been.
Then he gets mad that I hand him the wrong thing, and then I was like, fine, I'll just.
I've been a cashier since 2004.
I know.
So I know my things.
Well, you're not a cashier now.
Not anymore, but I'm.
But you spent most of your.
It's like riding a bike.
It wouldn't be hard to pick.
Well, technically, since I'm doing self-checkout. Normally, once a week, I'm a cashier.
I will say, so to make my point, you don't technically need a cashier. There still has to be people there to
guide,
monitor,
make sure there's no theft.
Which means they're not going away from having associates. But
now they just have cameras watching.
You might go from 300 in a store to 250, or something. I mean, jobs can be lost.
People do like the interpersonal actions.
I do.
For some things.
If I've got a lot of groceries, or if self-checkout is super long, and I know people take forever to scan their groceries like I do, I go to the person most of the time. Like if I'm at Target or
Target doesn't have self-checkout. The Target that we go to.
Oh, that's right. They don't have self-checkout. But I usually go to like I usually don't go and buy like a
we're never going
cart.
into Target to buy a cart of stuff.
No, it's usually like this and that, and then I usually go to like the returns.
You bought 5 items. That's $200.
Yeah.
The express and the returns is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm perfectly fine with, like talking to people, and the people at our Target down the street are super nice, and they like to talk.
Yeah, we had help with one person recently, and they were very, very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what we were asking for. Can't remember that.
I don't know, but they're usually like, "Oh yeah, you guys get this." I'm like, I don't know.
One final thing on Toys R Us. What I remember is that I just remember that you go to Toys R Us to find stuff you couldn't find at the toy store at home.
Yeah.
Because I think growing up, all we had in my town was a Kmart.
Sorry.
Tiny Kmart.
Well, we would, I remember every year for when the Christmas catalogs would come out, my grandma would have them at her house. So we'd always get like the Kohl's and Walmart and Kmart catalogs for Halloween. We would circle things that we'd like for Halloween. And then the Christmas catalog would come out and she would go, all right, you guys get this, and you guys take a pen and you circle what things you want, and we would hand the book back to Grandma.
Yeah, I read that too.
So, and now I wonder what kids do now, but they probably don't do that.
They put it on their Amazon wish list.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Well, we're doing a thing. We did it last year, and we're going to do it this year with Josh's family, just because it's really easy for especially.
My family's growing.
His family's growing, and we're also thousands of miles apart. So we're doing an online wish list called Elfster.
Yep.
And we can just pretty much I can go onto Amazon or any website, and I can copy that link, put it in my Elfster, and it pops up, and then whoever has me for their Secret Santa could just click on it and go directly where it is and buy. Like it's really easy.
Yep.
So it's pretty much like circling what you want, but it's online.
It's a wish list. Online wish list.
Quite literally.
I had to write down on paper as a child the things I wanted. I didn't get a catalog.
Oh, we did.
I was like, I want this Power Ranger and this Power Ranger and this Ninja Turtle and this Lego set. I even did the Lego set numbers. You know, the boxes are numbered?
Yeah.
With number 4,000 something. I would put that on there.
It's like a serial number.
Yep, exactly. Because that was the specific number per each one. It's like their batch. So, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Wouldn't get it anyway.
I'm going to say most of the time I think we'd get like one thing that we circle, and the rest would be like little things.
Every now and then big things. But, I mean, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. We have this Christmas chat to hold on to until, Christmas comes around.
It's fun to talk about. So anyways, Toys R Us, bottom line is...
Sad.
Sucks.
Is bankrupt.
And I really like Amazon, but I don't like the idea of it destroying brick and mortar stores.
I love Amazon.
So I think it's important to have those.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
For, I think I brought it up several weeks ago, immediate gratification. If you need something now, go to the store.
I think a lot of department stores like that are going to go under soon. Like we saw GameStop kind of floundering. They still kind of are.
I feel
Toys R Us, Kmart.
I can see Kohl's going.
Kohl's
every time I go into Kohl's, it used to be like even 5 years ago, like there would be lines, and now when you go into Kohl's, there's nobody.
That's my issue. You have to try on clothes before you buy them, right?
That's me. I cannot buy clothes online. I hate it.
I was gonna, and you're like, I've only bought clothes online for you twice, and they've both worked just fine. But then I bought clothes for myself. Doesn't work.
I can buy boots.
I still don't buy, or I still don't try on clothes before I buy them, but I still want to see them.
Well, yeah.
Well, I like to see them, and I like to try them on. I will spend an hour trying clothes on before. I'm a very picky shopper.
And I would bring some entertainment.
I do.
Josh, I tell Josh, you go do what you want to do and come back in a half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yep.
That's how I shop.
Well, let's get to words.
Words?
Yeah, let's play words.
I forgot we were doing words. I was getting ready for other things, and I'm just like, I have no idea. I totally forgot. Millennial Slang. Alex, you want to explain it?
Yep, let's explain. We haven't done this segment in...
all summer.
12
weeks.
Pretty much. So what Millennial Slang is, we've been doing this pretty much since the beginning of this podcast.
It's our oldest segment.
Yes, it is.
Is it older than soda?
I don't know. Maybe.
We've done this more than soda.
We've done... Yes. I have soda waiting, so I'm just giving it some time. Sorry.
Anyways.
Sorry.
So what I do is I look up and also ask young millennials. I do understand that, yes, all three of us are considered millennials. But there is a very fine line between old millennials and young millennials.
Most of the time, yes.
Most of the time, yes.
Most of the time.
Some ride the line a little bit. But anyway, so... and this kind of makes us feel old, but there is a lot of new slang coming from young teenagers to very early 20s that we have no idea what it means. So I work with some really young millennials, so I have them give me some words and tell me what they mean, and then I quiz the boys and see if they can come up just to see if they know what it means.
Spit it out.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Today, Junior.
Nice. Anyways, I quiz them to see if they understand or they
I'm going to get angry, I think.
So it's a lot of fun. And it gets...
it's a lot of fun, only makes Brett and Josh mad.
It also gets you all caught up on what these kids are talking about these days.
Okay.
So anyways, we've got a few here. First one that we're going to do is called Lowkey.
Oh. I know
Lowkey.
it. I know it.
Lowkey.
Loki from Thor.
No, not Lowkey.
Couldn't hit the low key.
No, low, L-O-W.
I think low key probably is just like it sounds like it's relaxed. It's not much going on.
Like how would you like this is stuff they use in sentences and text messages.
Low key is.
You have to think about that. Like, it's not. This is not a. Well, it's also a hashtag. I've seen it, but this is.
I can't use it in a sentence.
I had it in my head.
They use it in a sentence.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Low key is being.
Yep.
I don't want to say non-conspicuous, but you're basically not putting yourself out there. I'm low key chill.
Or they're trying to trick their parents. That's what I'll do.
Okay, well, I'm going to give the point to Josh.
Yay!
So it is something you do not want to say out loud, or something you don't want to be known. So it even refers to like a guilty pleasure or something. So you can be low key about obsessing over. Let's see here. What's something like Josh? Josh.
What's wrong with your face?
What are you doing?
I think you got something.
Oh, well, whatever. Josh and I
That's
could
not
be
weird.
Nope, I didn't get it.
He's trying to pull something off my eyelashes. Just leave it alone.
An eyelash?
So something that you're embarrassed about liking, like a hobby or
I
something.
just did not want that to fall into her eyeball.
You're low key about it.
Okay.
Or if you're obsessing over a person, like you're low key about them, about talking about them. So
Kind of like
you
having a
use it?
crush, or
Can you use it in a sentence?
I had it written down like I'm what did they have? I am low key about Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
Like, or like something like from our generation.
By the way, not to
no, go ahead.
jump in, but did you see the video of Florida Georgia Line and the Backstreet Boys
They
singing?
have a song together.
I wanted that. No, like they did a live.
They did a live performance at one of the.
I saw Backstreet's
things.
Back. Like they played one
with
like
Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah.
Okay. It just popped up on Facebook yesterday. I
Oh,
watched
well,
it.
I didn't see
was
like I
pretty
wanted
cool.
that way, but
It was like a bunch of 30-year-old women in the crowd.
and it's
That's exactly what it is. That's the way it was at Aaron Carter.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah. Anywho, okay, so let's move on to the next one. Cancel.
Cancel.
Oh man, now I got to think.
Yeah.
Is this
Doesn't mean-
the same as
Like
the
I've
original?
got sentences for the next ones. So cancel or canceled, like either one.
I'm gonna stop doing it. It's like a
removing
fancy
yourself
way.
from it.
Stop doing it.
You're both wrong.
Okay.
It's to reject something not trendy, something that's too ratchet.
Oh,
I'm not joking. And even said that. I was like, oh, that actually makes sense because I didn't even know what
Okay,
ratchet
hold on,
means
hold
now.
on. Hold on. It is. Say that again.
It is to reject something not trendy, something that's too ratchet. Like, for instance, are you going to...
So we're canceled.
It's
Well, I mean, it might be
to
trendy,
use
I
in
don't
a
know.
sentence, are you going to wear that hat tonight? No, that trend is canceled.
All right.
Okay.
I get it.
So
but
wearing hats is canceled. Huh?
I just picked something random.
I get it. I get it.
Okay, next one is Gucci.
Gucci's a brand name.
It is. It stems from
So,
Gucci.
I would say it's something
Top of the line.
Expensive,
Top.
Yeah, top of the line.
I give you guys both a point because you're very close.
Top shelf.
So it is their generation's bling bling, like how we would say
Okay,
something,
bling.
something
That shit's Gucci.
like it's flashy.
I remember when it was bling.
It's something cool, high quality.
Don't show him the book.
something cool, high quality, or flashy. So like our generation's like, bling bling. Like we used to use that back in like middle
remember.
school or early high school.
Yeah. I don't want to talk
bling.
about it.
Remember on the Transformers movie when he's like, "You're putting girl jewelry on a boy dog." She goes, "That's his bling."
Yep. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it's bling. I don't know. I still kind of use it sometimes. I'm like, it's my bling.
That's what you tell our dog when you want to put her collar on.
Yeah,
You wanna wear your bling?
Want to wear your bling?
Yeah, don't-
I
don't.
guess I didn't even realize
Wow.
it. I do use
You're
it.
outdated. You're canceled.
2 weeks in a row, Brett.
Oh,
Two
you better
weeks.
wait it down.
Congratulations, Brett. You just made the podcast.
He's on
Shit,
it.
I'm on it.
I hope he makes it.
You could digitize me out, I guess,
All right.
in the
so
video.
I have got.
I could try, I guess.
I've got one more.
Okay.
All right.
Dead.
Dead.
Yep.
Laughing
Sleeping.
out loud.
No, sleeping. What?
Laughing out loud.
They're sleeping.
You're both severely wrong.
Want me to explain why I think I'm right?
Sure.
It's because whenever I see a funny photo, people be like, LOL, I'm dead.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Dead from laughing.
you.
Yeah.
What are you playing with? Stop it.
I actually, you know what? I give Josh half a point for that.
I said sleeping because they could be like, "Where's Bill?"
He's
like,
dead.
He's dead back there.
You know what? I give you guys both half a point because I can understand both scenarios using the word, because when I read it, you guys will understand how half right you are.
Okay.
Okay. So dead is when someone dies, not literally, but dies after seeing something that slays.
Okay,
Slays
you
his laugh.
can't do
Can't
that.
use millennial slang while explaining millennial
Okay.
slang.
That makes my head hurt.
I know, but I was hoping someone would say that because it made
Well,
my head hurt.
Josh
too.
is right.
But
then.
I've used ratchet and slay before, so we should know what those means.
Do you think I'm going to remember every single word you say?
Slay is pretty easy. Ratchet.
Ratchet's top of the line, right?
No, I think ratchet was not cool. Like that's so ratchet.
I thought it was the opposite.
Cool. Whatever. Either way,
Didn't I?
slay is like you're slaying. Like you're putting it on. It's cool. It's rad. Like that's what slay is.
You know I remember Slay?
Yeah.
Why?
Because when you said that, I remember I said land some pipe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then that was the title of our episode. Laying some pipe, #slay.
So anyways, let me read this again. So when someone dies, not literally, after seeing something that slays or looks good, so it can also refer to oneself in stress or in big trouble. So to use it is in an example here. I've never seen him wear that leather jacket before. I'm so dead. Like
Doesn't really work for me.
like as a female, they're just like, oh, I'm dying because like
They like it or they don't
like
it?
no, like they like it's I'm
Trying to find it.
like my heart's pounding. I'm like, oh my god, this is like I'm blown away. Pretty much, I'm dead.
I'm not seeing it on here.
So the other example is I have to go to work at 5 a.m. and I have to be up all night studying. I'm dead right now.
Wouldn't they be dead after studying?
They would be dead
Like-
after the fact. They're not going to die and come back and do it
I'm
again.
being rational here. I'm sorry.
Like, but do you
I get
understand?
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alex, what do you expect from me and Brett? We're going to try to make it as our generation as possible.
What's the point? Like what we think it means.
Right. Don't lose your spot.
Oh shit!
No, that's it. That was it. That was all done.
Okay.
Isn't your book about full?
Yeah, you need a new book.
No, I don't.
I think you do.
No, I don't. I like this book. It's my podcast book.
Yeah.
I have a short story.
Okay.
So did I mention this? I think I did on the precast about a Russian officer from 1983.
Yeah. It's very random.
Yeah, it was. So I heard this story on one of the podcasts that I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
It was an obit for this Russian nuclear officer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure when he died, but his obit was in the Washington Post. And apparently in 1983, so this Russian officer, he was the guy that when the announcement came to launch nuclear weapons, he hits the button.
Okay, so he's the trigger man.
Pretty much. So back in 1983, he got that message to fire on the U.S.
Ooh.
And I guess before I go into the story, I really don't know any of the details. I'm literally repeating what I heard from this podcast.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they did read from the Washington Post, so it's a real thing. You could probably Google it. But anyway, so he gets this message to launch.
Yeah.
And he hesitates.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he's like, this doesn't feel quite right.
Yeah.
And he waits like 5 minutes before deciding, or, kind of weighing whether, what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes back that, yes, it's false. Do not fire.
That's lucky.
5 minutes.
The 9 times out of we'll see here. Nowadays, I think it takes a couple minutes to get the missile launched after doing all the codes and stuff.
Sure.
But back then, I'm sure it took exactly 5 to 10, maybe even a little bit longer. But you couldn't cancel the process.
And I do remember the reason why he hesitated, because I guess there were reports of like 5 missiles coming to Russia from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought that was not quite right, because if you're going to start a war, like this was he was quoted in saying this, if you're going to start a war, you don't send 5 missiles, you send a bunch of missiles.
Right.
So he waited because it didn't feel right, and it turns out it was false.
Wow.
So I mean, could you imagine in 1983 if Russia launched nuclear missiles at the U.S.?
We might not exist.
We might not.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I mean, could you?
Can you imagine having that job?
One
I wouldn't want it.
split decision by one man, and how much different things could be.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And nobody knew about it. until until this report.
There's a lot of unsung heroes out there, and when you hear about these kinds of things, it's like, oh my gosh, and whenever I would
can't imagine the stress.
Exactly.
The responsibility of.
Well, you go into work every day. I know, but you go into work every day with that responsibility,
and you have millions of lives on your hands.
Yeah, you pretty much play God.
Well, at the same time, you're not making the decision to necessarily fire it.
No, but you're waiting for the command.
The command comes, yes.
And that could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be in 10 years.
He was probably trained to do it immediately, and that's the way it was. Yeah. And he went against all orders.
Judgment, And
wow,
it's hard to even fathom what the opposite side of that could be.
Yeah.
What
could have happened, what could be.
And then
the hindsight.
I guess what's even freakier about it is that the guy that is normally there, because I don't know how it works, but I guess he was filling in for somebody who was sick, so he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Okay,
so
everything
take
happens
that into
for a reason.
Account, and who knows? My goodness,
it's like the butterfly effect,
Yeah.
One little thing can trigger multiple events.
Yep,
crazy.
So I just thought that was I was driving home when I heard that story. I'm like, good Lord.
Oh,
how crazy is that?
That is upsetting.
And, and 34 years later, not 34. Yeah, 34. 34 years later, no one had any idea.
Wow. So let's move on from there. Let's do some, the Joker. Some chat about this.
So I did not look this up. Like, all I know is...
This was requested from our precast today.
Yes, thank you for that.
Do you follow GameSpot on Facebook?
I follow them on YouTube. If they do any videos.
They do post a bunch of stuff. And the majority of their posts are so many years ago this came out. They do a lot of anniversary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing they did was some kind of Joker movie has been announced, but I don't know if it's been confirmed.
All right, so I'm looking it up. Leonardo DiCaprio, the Joker. This is almost a month old.
Yeah, and it hasn't got a lot of traction, so I don't know if it's real.
According to Variety magazine, Leonardo DiCaprio would love to be the Joker.
I think anybody.
No. Sorry, Warner Brothers would love to have him as the Joker. Sorry. Let's see what else they say on here. They're not sure if he's interested. I can't imagine Leonardo DiCaprio as a superhero villain or superhero in general or any of that. He just doesn't fit that.
He does play a good gangster in movies, so I can. We were arguing about this earlier, how there's different versions of the Joker. I specifically like the gangster version of the Joker.
I did not like Leto, but I didn't like that movie either, so...
Okay, what did you have wrong with the movie?
I just didn't like it. It did nothing for me. I thought how they spent so much time on certain ones, but
we're talking about Suicide Squad.
Yes, and I never cared about really any of those characters anyway. And I thought the one I did like was Killer Croc. Was a piss poor version of him that meant nothing. So
I get it.
Killer Croc is like 9 feet tall. This guy was like 5'9".
Yeah. Well, they
I
made
get
it.
it.
Yeah,
I get it. They just made him bigger, a little bulkier. I mean, but Martin Scorsese is due to direct, is what they're saying.
Let's discuss what that director has put out.
He did.
You said The Departed.
The Departed.
Casino.
Gangs of New York. The Aviator. Shutter Island.
Did he do Goodfellas?
So he's done a lot of DiCaprio. Like he's
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
I didn't know Scorsese did all that. Holy cow.
So he's done a lot of gangster movies.
Yeah. And he's teamed up with Leonardo DiCaprio in 1, 2...
A lot.
3, 4, 5 movies. So they know each other. Kind
of like Tim Burton likes
he can
Johnny Depp.
He can kind of do a smile. I'm on Variety.com and they're talking about it, and Leonardo DiCaprio is trying to pull a Jack Nicholson or something. He's doing some eyebrow raises. Yeah. I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't want to judge until because who would have
we did the same thing with Heath Ledger.
Who would have guessed Heath Ledger would be the best Joker? Who would have seen A Knight's Tale playing the Joker?
Well, I think we I'm sure we've talked about this, but he was a good Joker, but I wouldn't call him better than Nicholson. I'd say he was different from Nicholson.
You like Jack Nicholson?
I liked his Joker.
After watching it recently, like I can see how
he was more gangster than Ledger's was.
Yeah.
Here's my problem, though. It depends on what kind of Joker you want to portray.
See, and that's what there's different versions of the Joker. So
that's why I said he's different.
Yeah, he's different. But I think for my generation, Heath Ledger is still my favorite, and a very close second is going to be Leto, only because. Like, I did watch the director's cut or the extended version or whatever of Suicide Squad, where there actually is more story, there's more Joker, and I still just don't think they gave him enough. And I've just heard so much that they shot so much film with him in it, and then they just took it all out, and he was super pissed about it. He put a lot of work into it. You heard stories about him really getting to it in his character, and people loved him on set, and then they just took him out because he had pretty much nothing to do with the Suicide Squad.
So, okay, I don't have an issue with him doing it if it's its own movie. But if Jared Leto came back and did it in another form or fashion, and this was just on its own, fine. Do that.
I liked him.
Typecasting happens a lot in superhero movies. That's what we always notice. Mm-hmm. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. You think of him as Iron Man. What else was he in? He was in a lot of movies, but nobody thinks of him that way. It's typecasting, and that's the way superhero films go.
He wants to because he makes a ton of money every time he plays.
He did not make very much on Iron Man, but
not the first one.
No, then he made up a contract saying it builds and builds.
Oh, sure.
I don't know how much money he makes. Probably
a lot.
He doesn't. He probably doesn't have to do anymore. He's set.
He got $35 million for the first Avengers.
That's pretty good.
So he probably made more.
But that's pocket change because that's Disney that did that, and that movie made $1 billion.
Well, plus, you got to have him if you're going to have Avengers. You got to have him.
Well, we don't know. I mean, because the way that things are looking for the Avengers movies, someone's going to die, and it's going to be bad. Yeah. That's the one thing.
If they're going to do it right, then someone's going to die.
They've played it safe the entirety of this entire
someone's going to be killed
set.
Off.
There's only been one death, and that was in Avengers Age of Ultron. Spoiler alert, Silver Surfer.
Doesn't matter, though, because when you kill someone off, you can very easily come up with some side story where they get resurrected and they're back. And
And that happened with Nick Fury in Captain America. Winter Soldier.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he died. Spoiler alert, but he didn't.
I'm just not
Spoiler alert.
We'll discuss that later.
So Scorsese doing a superhero film, I don't know if I like that.
Well, I mean, he may not have done any before, but he's a good director.
He's a good one, but that doesn't mean he needs to be in that.
Well,
Maybe
everybody's probably
something new.
Someone's jumping on the bandwagon here. I mean, they're going with this is what people are attracted to. I mean, gangster movies have gone from like, oh my god, like when The Departed and everything came out, that was a big thing, to like now when a gangster movie is advertised, it's like, oh, I might see that, versus a Marvel movie or a superhero movie is like, I've got to see that because that's the big thing right now.
Maybe they want Scorsese because DC wants this Joker to be like Nicholson's Joker and more of a gangster. Mm-hmm. You said yourself he would go Joker gangster.
So there were different forms of the Joker in the entirety of the last century. There was the clown, which was portrayed by Mustache Dude.
Or Cesar Romero.
Romero. And then there was Jack Nicholson, who was the gangster. And then there was Heath Ledger, who was the anarchist. And then there was Jared Leto, who was between a gangster and an
artist.
I think he was more of a thug.
Yeah.
More of a glam
Street
kind
thug.
of Joker.
Yeah.
He owned a club.
Yeah.
But but everybody's got
jewelry,
their own.
You know?
Yeah, everyone's got their own.
They have a bunch of gold chains and rings and teeth.
Yeah. I know. I liked it. Like, I typically am not attracted to that kind of thing, but I just think that I go by how well did he act. I think he got into character just fine. He was very believable, and I liked the getup, like everything about him.
Yep. So
it's one thing. I mean, I know I've said it about Nicholson's Joker and being a gangster. One thing that Ledger did not do was there's scenes where he's prim and proper and got the face paint on, the skin colored face paint, like when he's having that meeting.
Yep.
And then out of a blue, he just goes crazy. He kills the guy by setting him on fire.
I just watched that, yeah.
And is wiping it off, laughing hysterically. I mean, that's the Joker.
He killed him with the hand,
yeah,
the buzzer.
He's like, my favorite part. I still say this. I'm glad you're dead.
Yes.
So playing and watching, I think we're good to segue into that, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Did you play anything?
been going back to Madden, playing every now and then I went back. Remember that day? I think it was last week when I couldn't play anything, so I played Master Chief.
You had all the
Collection.
updates.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been playing more Master Chief Collection just because it's always fun to play Halo.
Yeah,
And
I miss it.
There's 6,000 achievement points in the Master Chief Collection.
6,000?
So I've been going through now on easy and just like running through the levels to get the part-time achievements. So that's actually more fun than I thought it would be.
Wow. Okay.
And it's easier than turning on skulls and going hard to get the score achievements. So
yeah,
I don't know if I can do that because I'm not that good.
I miss playing multiplayer in Halo.
Me too.
I would go back to Halo 4.
The nights where we spent hours with
Just
7 or 8 friends playing
You know,
multiplayer.
That was so fun.
What really you need to do that, you get however many people, and I know the people we play with aren't in town, but do a local party, not online.
Like a LAN party?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those don't exist anymore.
Oh, we can make it happen.
They could if you wanted it to.
We say one thing about Super Smash Brothers or Rock Band or something at our house, and we get a party.
Oh, man. Rock Band is huge over here.
You say something like that, and everyone comes over.
I know Rick played Halo 3. I don't know if Shane played any Halos.
You know,
Doubt it.
I don't know.
He never owned an Xbox. Well, he owned an Xbox 360 for a short period of time, but the only game I remember him playing was WWE. That's about all I can think of. So.
Yeah. So I know you all played Destiny.
Yes.
No.
No, we didn't.
Give up.
Cancel
No.
that.
Give up.
Cancel that.
Absolutely not. No. So
We did not.
This is hilarious, and it's going to be really funny
Bullshit.
if Jer listens to this podcast. So as a lot of people
You mean
know,
this episode?
yes. So as a lot of people know, one of our good friends, Jer, he lives out in Colorado. So he is in Destiny. You need a trio. You get a max of 3 people to do a lot of things with. So for that trio is me, Josh, and our friend Jer. And it's been our trio since the first Destiny came out. So, and we spent hours playing together.
Yeah, we did.
And so Jared travels a lot for work, and it just so happens the week that Destiny 2 comes out, he is back and forth from living in Colorado to going to Arizona to, he was supposed to be back last Thursday. So we were texting him, come on, dude, when do you land? Let's play. We've been waiting a week. And then
he's like, you're going to hate me.
He said, you're going to hate me. I have to go to New York, and then I have to go to Maryland, and then I'm going to be home, and I'll be home next Thursday. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm going to kill you.
So that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. It's okay because we made up for it, especially last night.
Oh, yes. Stayed up until about
You
1,
played
2 o'clock in the morning.
BioShock.
Alex
I
was
did.
playing BioShock.
I played BioShock for 4 or 5 hours.
So
Crap.
I don't get this. Alex was playing on normal difficulty.
I was playing on
Medium. Normal.
Yeah.
She was getting killed left and right.
I was
don't
out of-
understand it. She wasn't getting any ammo drops. She wasn't getting any money. I don't understand it. You played through the game BioShock, right?
A long time ago.
But you still remember the fact that you get a lot of drops towards the end. She's towards the end. She's almost done. She's already done
I
the
spent the
would you kindly part.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I did that last night.
and that turned her stomach a little bit, I'm sure.
It was-
Your face was like,
I was like,
I stopped playing my game to watch you.
I know, I was like,
when he was beating him with the
Hey,
club.
With the
spoiler
club.
alert. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
We don't
freaking,
know.
10-year-old
it's
game.
more than 10
know.
years
Oh,
old.
it came out in 07.
Did it?
Yeah.
well,
okay.
okay, so I have to ask. So the would you kindly.
Mm-hmm.
Back when you were in college, you, Greg, Yost, everybody, you guys used to always say, would you kindly?
Yes, that's what it's from.
That's what it's from.
Okay, so that was the only thing going through my head the whole last part of that part of the game. I'm like, man, all I
Would
could
you
hear is
kindly?
Greg saying, would you kindly? And I'm like,
Greg hated BioShock.
are you serious?
He fell asleep to it. Yeah. But, Greg's
How
a different
could you
person.
fall asleep to BioShock? It's such an intense game.
He wasn't playing. He was watching.
Okay, well, anyways, I've spent 80% at least of this game on medium, where I'm so frustrated. I didn't get most of the story just because I spend more time trying to loot in order to upgrade things, to have money, to
she
get
would face
health.
a spider splicer and lose 3 packs of health.
Yeah, like
Because
it was.
she would have to constantly
I would have
heal.
to kill a Big Daddy. I would have to I would have to get my Eve and my health completely up to the 7 or 8. I would have slots or whatever, max out, and then plan what I was going to use in order to kill him and not die.
Mm.
And Josh is like, and then the little security cameras that see you and then go, wah, wah, wah. I would get so
How's that go
frustrated.
again?
Shut up. I'd get so frustrated and just yell at the game. I was not having fun with this game at all. It was more frustrating. Josh goes, why don't you turn it to easy? I'm like, I don't play any game on easy. This is ridiculous. I should be able to get through this. I went ahead and changed it to easy last night.
She loved it.
It's like I slept like a baby. Like that feeling, like I just cruised right through it and I actually enjoyed it. I was interested in it and I wasn't cursing at the damn game.
You don't want a challenge.
No, that's not the thing. The challenge is what her challenge wasn't enjoyable.
Oh, I think sometimes you have to play on easy in order to enjoy it.
For some reason, this difficulty was harder than what I remember because I've played the game 3 times.
He's like, I don't understand. This looks like you're playing on expert or something.
I'm watching her do all of her moves. I'm like, that's exactly what I would do, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Like I spent most of the 80% of the game so far yelling at the TV because I was like, and I'm dead again. Now I have to start over, and then I have to go get this. Now I have to go get this. And then just within a half an hour of changing it from medium to easy, I got like $300. I got like maxed out ammo, and I could kill a big daddy, and I could figure out where I was in the map. Like, it was just so much more relaxing. I enjoyed the story. Like, I'm actually liking the game now. Versus
now that it's almost over. But you have 2 more to play.
I have 2 more to play.
Yeah, so that's okay.
But yes, I'm almost done with it. Apparently,
I have to get in touch with Microsoft. Alex's controller is going out for some reason.
My right stick is sticking, and we just bought it not even a year ago.
Yeah, less than a year. So I hope I can get a replacement. We'll find out. We have a backup controller, but it's not her controller.
I would also go to the menu, and then I couldn't go up or down. I'd go, and it would just frustrate the freak out of me.
I played Life is Strange.
Yes, Before the Storm.
Were you like creeping on us or something?
Yeah.
No, I have it set on appear offline. So I'm probably on and you don't know it.
So you're creepy.
I just see what other people are playing, and most of the time people aren't playing anything. They're watching.
No,
they're watching
for a very long period of time. That's all I was on to was just watching stuff. Now I'm like, I want to get back into playing. It's fall. It's time.
I know. Fall and winter time is like it's
time to get back into it. And so I'm playing Life is Strange Before the Storm. I started episode 1. It's fine. It's a sequel prequel, and it's not as good as the original. It's a sequel that just feels like it's just handed out there. Instead of taking pictures, you draw graffiti. You're basically seeing it a couple years before the original story. So it's good. It's a lot.
Did you just buy the first episode, or is it the whole thing?
I just bought the season pass. I don't know if all 3 of them downloaded. I don't know if they're all released because it just came out in August.
I would doubt it.
So
I don't know.
And then I went back to Rocket League, and my losing streak is over. I'm so much better. I should not knock that one.
We need to talk about these trailers because it's getting close.
Did we watch anything else before South Park?
We watched South Park, the new season started up last Wednesday.
Yep. And
there is actually, we're not going to really talk about the episode. It's more of what was significant in the episode. That was absolute genius.
I heard about this.
They used Alexa
and Google
Home, I think.
Like one of those.
Did they use Siri as well?
No, maybe. I can't remember if they use Siri, but it was mainly Alexa.
Yeah.
So which is funny. So I hope no one is like listening to our podcast
Alexa,
out loud.
Purchase big. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the episode was pretty much how Alexa and these little voice boxes now that are in every home are taking over a lot of people's jobs. So
they took her jobs.
So Cartman is like the main character in it, and the whole episode you just hear him say, "Alexa, purchase," and he would say something really stupid like Harry Ballsack or something like that, and she would say, "Now purchasing Harry." I've
added Harry Ballsack to your card or something.
To your shopping card or shopping list or whatever. So what actually happened is like they have done that. There were so many Alexa do this, Alexa do this. That was really funny and really nasty things that I was sitting there watching. I was like, I wonder if this is actually activating anybody's at home.
It is.
And so many videos came out that said that while they were watching South Park, it activated their Alexa and put all that shit in their shopping cart.
It's funny, but it's not original.
I don't care. It was hilarious.
Burger King did this last year. I know
they did, but I just the way that they did it and the shit that they whatever that Hartman was coming up with.
Yeah.
The whole first 5 minutes is just Cartman and Stan and Kenny and like everybody in the living room saying, Alexa, please do this and this, and she would repeat it, and it was that little kid humor of, because we would do that when we were little.
if it were today, yes,
so
exactly.
That's how we would have fun with it. But it was hilarious because you see people like on Twitter or Snapchat images of like them playing it and their Alexa,
yep.
like responding to the show.
So
I thought that was hilarious.
I don't know. Halfway through the episode, I turned to Alex like, where are they going with this?
It was a very ADD episode is what it was.
Yes, very much so.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It reminded me of like older South Park humor.
Right. I don't think there's anything else significant that
They've got a new
watched.
episode today that we haven't watched.
No, it'll come out tonight.
I think it's actually out.
Comes out at 9, which it's airing right now.
It's airing right now.
At time of recording, yes.
Yeah.
I started up BoJack Horseman season 3, went through all that. I'm not on the season 4 yet, but man, the end of season 3 was heartfelt. That's why I was watching that when you woke up on our couch, taking your
snored myself away.
Yeah,
you did. It was hilarious. You just like, Josh is like, welcome back.
I don't think there's anything else on that, but we got to talk about trailers.
Let's talk about three trailers.
We don't need to talk about Jeepers Creepers.
I think that it's more of a, hey, Jeepers Creepers 3, or Jeepers Creepers itself was a significant movie, more of a, we watched it a lot when we were in high school, and Jeepers Creepers 3 trailer came out.
It's been out for a while.
What do you think? I'm not excited.
No.
I'm not excited at all. I think it's going to be a red box movie.
Maybe even that.
I think Jeepers Creepers itself was. I never saw any of them in the theater.
We were too young.
Oh yeah, we probably
were.
were.
All are.
That's right. They were. But either way, like they were red box movies. Like it was just more of a, we should watch this because it's funny, scary.
Jeepers Creepers. It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late. They should have done this about 10 years ago.
Well, I think they're also, like, they said in the trailer, he's back every 23 years. I'm like, that's a freaking ripoff.
That's a freaking Pennywise ripoff, and it's just like, okay, get out of here. You're not even important anymore. Stephen King is in the limelight right now.
It looks like there's some no names. Like, I don't think I recognized anybody in the trailer.
That's how it was. Justin Long wasn't famous before when he did the first one.
Was he?
All of them were no names.
It was one of his first movies, I think.
I think it was too, yeah. He was very young.
I mean, nothing's going to beat the original.
Well, it's with a lot of movies. We already talked about that.
But anyway,
Tomb Raider.
That's the thing. Let's talk about Tomb Raider. The new Tomb Raider.
I'm predicting this is going to be a video game bust.
Are you talking like it's not going to be good?
No, it's going to suck.
I think it's going to be great, but
I think it might be good.
I don't like the actress.
You don't?
Alicia
right off the
Vikander.
bat, does not remind me of Lara Croft.
Yeah, and
I get a little bit of that, but it's almost. I still kind of. I'm gonna see it.
Well, we're gonna see it. Yes, it's Lara Croft.
It looks to be the story.
Sorry, Lara Croft.
Whatever. It looks to be following
Tomb Raider.
It looks.
Sorry.
It looks to be following the video game
very closely.
like the new video game.
Yes.
Not Tomb Raider. Oh my God, what's the second one called?
Rise of the Tomb
Rise
Raider.
of the Tomb Raider. It's the first video game that came out like 5 years ago. 2013.
Yeah.
Or was
Yeah.
it 12? One of those two.
One
It
of
was
those.
12. When BioShock Infinite came out.
Yeah. But it seems to be following it because it looked like there was some exact scenes in the trailer from the actual video game. And I really enjoyed the video game. And this is actually going to be the very first video game movie for me that I've actually played the whole game all the way through and then seen the movie.
Yeah.
See,
I guess
So now I get to pick it apart.
I don't want
You
a
do.
shot-for-shot, side-by-side game movie, you know?
Well, it didn't look like it. There was also parts in there I'm like, it looks like they added in their own
But then you're
stuff.
like, they just tore that from the movie. They tore that from the movie. That from it's like, yeah.
From the game.
Or from the game, yes.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, so I'm keeping my expectations low.
I hope that she does a good job.
She's an Academy Award winner, I think. Right?
Vikander?
I think so.
Honestly,
Didn't it say Academy Award winner?
I
Maybe
think.
nominee.
I don't know.
All right.
Either way.
I'll look it up and we'll move on to The Punisher.
Best for last.
Best for last.
That depends on your opinion, but just kidding.
Josh, I
It's
know
my
that you're not a
opinion.
huge fan of The Punisher. I've always liked The Punisher. Brett is
yeah.
a huge fan of The Punisher. We both
I will say that,
are excited.
and I think I've said this before, even though I'm a big fan, I really do not know that much about the character, at least his comic book roots, other than what just is known, that his family was killed by the mob. And
Yeah, I know the basics about it
he,
as well, but I
decides
still like
to-
it.
He decides to be to be a killer as well, but only killing the bad guys.
Yes. Well, this new trailer, I think it looks amazing.
Oh yeah.
Looks amazing. It made me super excited. I love the music that they used for it. Like, it's super weird. You don't hear Metallica in the background of a lot of trailers. They usually use like, was it White Stripes or something like that? That's in a lot of trailers. And hearing this, it was like, oh my God. Like, it sounds really cool.
Incredibly violent.
Won and nominated Academy Awards.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
I was right.
Punisher looks incredibly violent.
That's what
it needs
that's
to
what it
be.
needs to be.
Good, yeah.
It
What
needs to.
did you, I don't know if we've ever talked about, what did you think of the Punisher that was back in like 2005?
Four. And I've said that it's my favorite all-time movie.
Okay. All right. I can't remember some of that stuff. I'm sorry.
I think
I
you need
really
to get new
enjoyed
picks.
it.
What?
I said I think you need to get new picks
What do you mean?
on good movies. Just kidding.
No,
Josh
no, I
hated
didn't
that
say it
movie.
was the best movie. I said it's my
No.
favorite movie.
No,
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
hated that movie. I liked it.
I didn't like it because it just didn't come around at a good time where I felt like I needed a movie like that, personally.
Why don't you try it? How long ago since you watched it?
It's really been a while, actually.
It's been about 10 years, but I'm
really-
okay with that.
I really enjoyed the movie. We should watch it.
I'm spoiled with the
I'm for
good
it.
movies these days of superhero movies. You know,
Oh,
there's
you-
no way
so
I can
right
go...
there, you're claiming that it's not good.
Exactly. The Daredevil movie, I won't go back to. Hell no. I'm
No.
never going to watch that again.
Yeah.
It's never happening.
I honestly don't remember critically how well the Punisher movie did. don't think it
Well,
was
it
a
spawned a
flop, but-
sequel, but the sequel
Oh.
flopped.
Sequel was terrible.
Either way, I absolutely
never
loved
saw
it, especially
but-
the first like 20
You
minutes.
never saw it?
No.
Why would you skip? It's a Punisher movie.
There's just okay. That's like
Because-
asking me if I've ever seen The Little Mermaid 2 or 3 or 4. Like
There's only 3.
whatever.
Three,
See,
2,
exactly.
3.
So that's like asking me that because I love The Little Mermaid. Why did
Well,
I not see
I
it?
have an
Because
answer
I
for
don't
that.
need it.
Tom
ahead.
Jane did not do the second one,
I know.
so that's why I didn't watch it.
That's probably why I will watch it. Where's he today? What's he doing?
He's old.
He sucks.
Why?
He's not doing anything.
Maybe he invested well and he doesn't have to work.
Okay.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
I watched the fucking thing.
10 years ago,
Yeah. I'm
Watch
okay
it
with
again.
that. Nah. I'm good.
and it has good music too.
We'll watch it then.
Good
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the music.
The theme song is
it's actually, It's
broken.
got one of my favorite albums of all time. Disclaimer 2 by Seether.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was like Seether.
See,
Like
we
that
didn't
was
even
the
talk about
soundtrack.
Seether. I didn't even know you like Seether.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why are you backing me into a damn corner
Sorry,
again?
Brett and I
Seems to
actually-
always happen when I have a separate opinion.
You went bashing, and I think your
Brett and I
reasons were
actually
flawed.
like
My
something
reasons
together.
are flawed because I don't like a movie?
Well, no, I should say that. You,
Okay, I like Suicide Squad. Fuck you.
I should say your reasons are not flawed, but you hate Tom Jane just because he doesn't act anymore?
No, I hate Tom Jane because he was typecasted. He's never in anything else. I don't remember him from anything else. Name another movie he's in.
There was one called Perfect Strangers. He's in Deep Blue Sea. The Mist.
Well, I shouldn't ask you. Okay.
You can't ask her that question.
Because I don't know actors.
No,
I'm really bad at that.
I just didn't like it because I
But
put
you
it on
gave
a
it credit.
pedestal because of Spider-Man. Spider-Man was amazing, and the sequel's
This
even
also
better.
came out right alongside.
It came out a year after.
04.
Oh, 2 years. Because
2 years.
Spider-Man came out in 2002.
Spider-Man 2 came out in 04.
Yeah.
So right alongside.
That's probably why it was. Because I like 2 a lot.
Yeah.
2 is great, and a lot of people claim that is the best superhero movie. I don't know about that, but
It's up there.
it's good. It's good. Yeah. So
Anyway, need to get out of here.
is that it?
Yep.
I think
We good?
that's it. I think we covered everything, guys.
Yeah. Is there any nothing else you wanted to cover to get everything that we had written
We're
down?
gonna have an exciting weekend.
We've been playing
Oh,
Destiny.
yeah. No.
No.
I'm
Saturday.
not done. I'm not done.
Saturday.
Yeah. Are you going?
I don't know yet.
Okay. We're going out. We're going clubbing.
We're going to go clubbing.
Kind
I'm excited. It's like our second, third annual like birthday that we celebrate to go out and actually go do something.
It's more like a triannual because we go out around yours, go out around mine, and go around Shane's.
Well, I guess 4 because we go out for New Year's.
Uh,
So like 3.5.
that's the holiday season. It starts
It
this
starts
weekend.
with Shane's birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Shane. Or
Happy early birthday, yes.
Shane.
So yeah, we're going out. We're also playing Destiny and
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. Yeah.
Mewtwo's out.
Well, we're not going to get. We're not going to get.
Mewtwo's
them
out.
yet.
We need to go Pokemon going.
So
We
anyways,
need to get Pokemon Go out.
Let-
Alex,
plug.
we're trying to end the
God.
show, Alex. For once, Alex wants to keep. Okay, Alex, this is the Alex show.
No, it's not. Go ahead and do the plugs. Go ahead and do the plug.
T-shirt Tuesday. Head on over to our Twitter at PTOUnlimited is our Twitter handle. Top pin post on our Twitter page is our T-shirt Tuesday giveaway. All you have to do is like the post, follow us on Twitter, and retweet the post using hashtag PTO giveaway. Are you done with that?
No.
Okay. And that'll give you a opportunity for a chance to win our T-shirt, which none of us are wearing, but if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see it slide up right here, right around here. Right there. We're pointing at it. Make sure you do that. And we thank you guys for doing everything that you do on our social media platforms. And now it's time to plug it in. So if you're listening to us, there are other apps you can find us on as well. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Blueberry, TuneIn, Satchel, the Xbox One podcast app, and Google Play Music. And as always, we thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing, especially to our iTunes. Thanks for the review. SoundCloud, reposting. We thank you guys for that and following. We hit over 500 on SoundCloud.
Yay.
It's about freaking time. Freaking 81 freaking episodes in, we hit 500 finally.
I don't know why you say finally. I'm excited just...
Oh, no, I'm excited. I'm happy.
Are you sure?
Don't take it wrong.
Are you okay?
If you want to catch us on video format, as we've been talking about throughout our podcast, you can catch us on YouTube every Monday, right around noon-ish Eastern Standard Time is when I post it up, and you can catch us in video form, and we thank you guys for joining us in that form as well. Alex is waving. If you want to catch us on Exploded Radio, we're there every Tuesday night on exploded.com or on their TuneIn app as well. You can catch them. You'll catch us on there every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. They'll play our most recent podcast on there. They'll play some other music and stuff around there too. It's pretty interesting. It's a nice read. If you want to catch us on any of our social media apps, we are on Facebook, facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. We're also on Twitter, which is at PTOUnlimited. If you want to email us about any topics you want to talk about, you want to chime in on something, you want to shout at Brett or me or something for something we said today, it can happen. Email us.
It's not me.
Oh, no, Alex, you can't yell at it. No. You can't yell at her. Our email address is ptounlimited@gmail.com. If you want to catch us live on our social media apps, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we are there every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can chime in on stuff for us to talk about on the podcast, as you just heard or listened to and saw that we did a topic that someone wanted us to talk about. So, and it spawned a whole thing, you know. So join us and add something in if you want us to talk about it. If there's something that we can chime in about, and we'll do it. So we thank you guys for joining us on that as well. What?
We forgot something major.
Go ahead.
The prank.
No. We're plugging it.
You don't have to tell a huge
story.
We could just say
well, hold on. Let me finish up here.
Okay, finish your plugs.
If you ever want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Lemke619.
Brett_wings.
Cute_kitty.
So, our balloon thing, real quick.
Our balloon thing, real
Alex,
quick.
secret.
So,
not secret. Keep it simple.
Yes, keep it simple. Last week, refer to last week's podcast. We had for the story. We had a red balloon the night or the day after.
Okay, you don't have to.
Whatever. We had a
it.
red balloon tied to our mailbox the day after we saw it. And then right after the podcast, which we talked about that balloon, but right after the podcast, Brett walked downstairs and jokingly I said, "Let me know there's another balloon outside." And it was dreary outside and rainy. Brett goes, "You're not going to like this." And tied to my car door handle was another helium balloon, red balloon, with a note. And that note said, it was all folded up weird. It said an invitation. And then you open it up and it said, "If you come with me, ... And then you open it up again. And there's some crinkled piece of red paper that said, "You'll float too," and it was super creepy. So it took a couple days. No one said anything. It was kind of creeping me out.
Well,
and then
Alex about went to the cops.
No. Everybody.
You threatened it. Don't lie.
No. It was more. It's not a prank. If it's a prank, is a, "Hey, haha, I did it. It's funny." A prank becomes not a prank and becomes stalking after about 3 days. Nobody's telling, like, in my just
I get it.
my
I get it.
So it was getting a little creepy. But anyway, so who came out was my sister.
Oh.
And she was on my suspect list only because I saw the handwriting and the jewelry box. And I was like, okay, everything points to my sister. But she saw the movie with you. And she saw the movie with us. So I was making fun of her for being scared. So anyways, but I'd like to make an announcement that Payback is a bitch.
Ooh.
So we'll see if she's listening to this. So who knows when or how or what, but it may happen.
Or who. Like, who is the culprit? It might not even be you.
It might not be me. Right now, maybe.
I would also
But yes,
like
funny prank.
to point out
Funny.
that I appreciate when I'm being told that I'm wrong, which I have no problem with when you're nice about it. And fortunately, with the iPhone thing and everything that I get wrong that is pointed out, it's done very politely and nice. No, cursing me out, calling me an idiot, and all that. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. So
Thank you for being a nice person.
we're gonna get out of here, guys. So we'll catch you next week for 77. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.